Hello, and welcome to the Ninja Legion. I am Cecil Blade,
And I am Cliff Huxtable.
and we're doing the weekly releases. Yay!
Hooray.
This is our, of course, weekly segment where we tell you about all the cool nerd-related. So let's get this thing started. I think we're going to start out with video games this week.
Not a strong showing,
No, not at all. I think we have maybe 3 total.
but this one's good.
Yes, of course. Just I almost said Dissidia.
Nope, not Dissidia.
Disgaea 4, A Promise Revisited, which is coming out for the Vita!
Oh.
I had to do it.
Yeah, you don't get to do it very often. There's not many releases.
There's nothing really for Vita, but I've been a huge... I didn't really get into this franchise until number 2, the original number 2. It's great. I do love it because you're in the baddie camp.
Yeah.
And it's a great different perspective, especially if you like JRPGs. This is something you want to get into. Or if you're a Chibi fan, this is something you might want to get into.
I just like the story aspect of it and how much of a smartass everyone is in the game. Like the storyline and the banter back and forth.
It is great. I love it. But it is coming for the Vita. It's projected to be $39 coming out of the gates. I'm sure all the game stores will have some type of promo for it first week.
Yeah, and I mean, the other cool thing is it's the re-release of the PS3 game, obviously of the similar name, Disgaea 4, but it also has all of the downloadable content that was available for it. So, it's the usual kind of greatest hits package where it gives you all the free stuff now that wasn't free then. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool. And they have English in-game text and English and Japanese in-game voices. So for everyone that likes to keep it OG, and keep it on the Japanese audio, they can do that.
So cool. So next up we have
Akiba's Trip.
Thank you.
Which looks on the game box as Akiba Strip.
Which it does. It really
that
does.
might be intended. I'm not sure. This one actually sounds really interesting. I had never heard of this game. The fact that it says it has a faithful recreation of Japan's electronics mecca, Akihabara.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now, the thing is, I only did a little brief research style into this. So, anyone who's a fan of High School of the Dead will probably be a fan of this.
Nice.
So, similar tactic, fighting the undead, a lot of TNA. And XC doesn't really let us down in that.
Nope. They always come through. And it's for PS3 and...
Sas Vita!
So, it never gets old. But, so yeah, they say it's a unique and customizable brawler-style combat, which pretty much sounds like Dynasty Warriors. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there was no game footage to look at.
Right, because it's kind of an oddball title. So.
Exactly. They probably don't want you to look at some of the game footage. But
so it's a surprise. It is rated mature.
Yes, which means it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't have many games for my Vita, but this might end up in my collection just to say I have it.
Are you going to be ashamed when you buy it?
No, I'm not going to be ashamed
buy it with pride?
DOA beach volleyball.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, digressing.
Say this in your movie trailer voice. At least the title of the...
Risen 3 Titan Lords.
It sounds so badass, but it's a last-gen game from Square Enix, so...
Coming to you on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, which is defunct. Sorry.
It looks like a Dark Souls ripoff.
It kind of does. I ain't gonna lie. This kind of reeks of Last Remnants. Yeah, Remnants.
Yeah.
Whatever that an abortion of a game was. So, I'm not too sure. I don't even know why they released it for last gen, unless they were kind of working on it when the gen flipped.
Yeah, and I think some of these manufacturers and the producers, they're going to continue to release some games that they didn't want to spend the time to upscale and kind of rebuild. They were probably halfway through the development cycle when they realized that next gen was approaching, and they didn't feel like doing this, and they're releasing it at $49.99. So it is a little bit cheaper than, a full
The full
AAA
60
release.
Yeah.
And they're also taking advantage of, there's still plenty of people that weren't early adopters, and they still want to have some interesting games to play. And if they see Square Enix, as much as we make fun of them, it's still a premier production house.
It is.
So I'm sure it'll sell a decent amount, but it's definitely not going to be a blockbuster.
Well, no, I mean, because if you look down in the corner of the actual image, they got 2 other houses with them.
Right.
So this is like a co-joined thing.
Yeah.
So God only knows.
But hey, if you have a last-gen system and you're bored, you want to get real angry, it probably is going to make you angry because it looks like Dark Souls.
Actually, let us know if it makes you angry.
We'd like to.
We will rent it and record angry.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not a strong showing this week from games.
No, not at all. I think we're moving on to anime next.
Yeah.
Woohoo, anime. Oh, I like the honeycomb. You like the honeycomb?
The honeycomb transition would have gotten me so many A's in middle school. PowerPoint
101, Dave. So, Beyblade Season 1, Volume 1. And it's a re-release, so there's really not much to tell you.
It is the classic first season of an anime about people who play with toys and the toys you can buy in real life.
Exactly.
Synergy. So you can go buy those toys.
You went complete corporate on me. You know that, right? I don't understand what they're trying with the publisher who still owns the rights to Beyblade, because I think it's Nirvana or it's whatever publisher still owns them, because they did this. They did Season 1, Volume 1, which is $15. I'm assuming it's a 4 or 5 episode disc. I'm assuming. We all know what that does to Cecil. But if you hit the next slide, they also released Season 1 Collection.
No, I get it. It's aimed towards kids, and a lot of parents understand that. You understand this. I'm not a parent, but you do. Kids will watch the same thing if they love it until it melts. So if they can get away with a $15 couple episodes that get mileage for a couple months, they don't have. This is more for grown people.
Collectors.
The whole collection where they want to be like, oh, I just got the Beyblade collection. You want to come over and watch it? And everyone's like, no. But at least they got the whole thing.
Now, if you said Digimon, the answer would be yes.
That's a whole different ball game.
Completely.
So that's probably where they're going with that. Is the one disc is for the quick purchase for kids, easy to access. Plus, if they get hooked on it, then the parents are on the hook for the $70 collection.
Exactly. Well, here's the other thing because the collection is $70.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see this in Blu-ray format. I'm not going to pay $70 for a collection that's not digitally re-enhanced.
Yeah, we've seen that time and time again, though, where these companies are not going to up-convert to Blu-ray. Plus, the target demographic is still going to have DVD players, like portable ones in their room or in the van.
True.
So,
I completely get that. I wouldn't expect you guys to completely upscale and redo Inspector Gadget. Although I'd probably buy it.
I'm still bitter that they haven't done Sergeant Frog, but that's a side note.
Yeah, that Funimation fails there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is from Sendai Filmworks. Was it
Fantasista doll or
Because I was
Fantasista doll.
Fantasista. Well, why aren't they? Never mind. I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Moving on.
So the complete collection, it comes out in DVD and Blu-ray. However, prospectively, they're $50 to $60 bucks, but it's subtitle only. But Sendai Filmworks has a reputation for this. If you know, when I started collecting back 94,
when you had to walk in the snow to go to the anime store.
When I had to walk in the snow, go find a 7-Eleven, sneak into its basement to a secret underground store that had some Japanese kid who imported real media files. Am I bringing nostalgic back for you too? Huh?
I mean, it took a long time on dial-up to get those 1800 zip files to connect to each other.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Anyhow, if you go back to the old school, ADV, which was, of course, the predecessor to Sendai Filmworks, before ADV got bought out, and then the CEO and the CIO came and made Sendai Filmworks. That's all they used to do. The first 5-6 years of their existence was subtitled. They'd get it over, they'd subtitle it, they'd push it to VHS. It was brilliant.
Yeah, less work.
Yeah. So the next one is a Sendai Filmworks title as well. Unfortunately, they didn't stipulate whether it was subtitled only, but it's From the New World, Collection number 2.
Okay.
Which I guess I kind of missed from the New World Collection 1.
Well, now's your time to catch up.
Yes, indeed. Blu-ray DVD. I'm sure it's going to be available on the digital networks as well. 60 to 70, respectively. On your... Actually, no. It's not prospectively. I went backwards there. Ignore me.
DVD 60, Blu-ray 70.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what happens when I'm in a rush.
It's okay.
But I think that ends us on the anime front.
Yep.
So now we go into 250 million comic releases.
Yes.
So first up is Boom Studios, and they've released Hex #1.
I like the cover art.
I do like the cover art. I don't know what it's about though, so I can't inform you. But
Yeah.
the #1, if you wanted to start one today, issue 1 this week. Comics usually released on Wednesday, for the record.
It's always good to get in on the first issue.
Exactly.
If you're at least a little bit interested.
If it's somewhat interesting, I mean, go to your local comic book store. For us, Collector's Corner.
Oh, yeah.
Or some of our other people. There's Expanding Universe as well. They both sell comics, so check them out. Next up is Dark Horse, which is sad because I keep seeing dwindling and dwindling and dwindling.
At one point, they were a powerhouse.
They were. Unfortunately, they are no
Or a
longer.
power horse.
Power horse.
Sorry.
1 horsepower. 1 dark horsepower, for the record. But I mean, with them losing Star Wars because of Empire Disney, it's you've really seen their numbers dwindle. But they only got 5 releases this week, and I say that like it's a bad thing. But
I think I don't mind it, considering some of the comic houses we go down the release list, which we'll do in a minute for them, and there's like 40 releases per week. So yeah, as long as these are good quality, then that's a good business model at this point. But it was probably by default because they lost their properties.
Well, yeah.
So
I mean, the only thing that I don't know any of the 4 on there except for Star Wars, and Star Wars is absolutely completely useless now because Disney has thrown all of the expanded universe out the door.
Right. But you got Abe Sapien, Dark and Terrible, Creepy Comics, Ghost, Star Wars,
and X.
All right.
X. Sorry. And of course we get into the quadrillion of DC comics. We'll only hit on a few. As you can see on the list, I actually sub-indented all the variant covers.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
There's a lot to go over, yeah.
But I think to note is the Batman 34 combo pack. We should definitely hit on that.
Does that say selfie variant edition?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So you have Superman, Wonder Woman, selfie edition.
I'm going to go protect the city, but first, let me take a selfie. So, I guess that's what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
If it's a Batman selfie actual alternate cover, I don't even buy comics. I got to be honest. I'll go buy that.
Yeah.
Because that's funny.
We'll have to go.
We'll have to go check it out.
Yeah. There's just too many comics here, too many variant covers to do 18 million cover albums. It's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. But Batman Superman number 13, that's a good one. And I do believe the new Suicide Squad number 2 is out this week because that just started 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago that started. And to what I hear from Spider's point of view, that's actually fantastic.
And is it safe to say that they're ramping up the Batman, Superman type stuff for the impending
movie? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I mean, now that you don't have Guardians of the Galaxy, it's released, you're going to see a lot of the next movie pushes through the comics. So you can actually get an idea of what they plan on doing in the next 2 to 3 years with what they're ramping up now.
Yeah.
So, of course, Batman, Superman, we know is already in production. Justice League, we already know is pre-production. And then...
Even Green Lantern Corps, right? Because aren't they doing another Green Lantern?
I know there's talks. I don't know if anything official. But the thing that everybody wants to know is if they're going to do Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, well, yeah, we saw the teaser images of Wonder Woman from whatever production she's going to be in. So, yeah, that's exciting.
Yep.
About time DC gets represented.
So hopefully they don't do the same mistake Marvel did and went right to Fox. So from Dynamite. Yeah, I really shouldn't do that. I'm really not the right
You're
person to do that.
dating yourself.
Yeah, I know I am.
So a whole lot of Red Sonja.
Well, actually, it's the same Red Sonja, but there's 3 different covers.
1 FAP, 2 FAP, 3 FAP edition.
Yes.
Is that what we're looking at here?
You have the Furious cover flapping. You have the luxurious cover flapping. And you have the brutality executive Furious flapping.
The Fappuccino edition?
The Fappuccino edition. Why don't they just name them that? Because literally that's all she is she is the level, what are they up to? 75 WoW character with the
they're up to, I believe, 90.
90 now with the maximum armor set, which is just strings.
Right. It's just Princess Leia.
Exactly.
Metal bikini.
No, she had more clothing
Be
on
like,
than
oh,
her.
I like her spalders. Sorry. So, all right. Moving on. I can't talk about this anymore. I can't keep staring at this.
Drool.
IDW,
yes. So, obviously, you can see a good hunk of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle releases.
Word.
Which the movie did just drop, so I expect that.
Well, wait a minute. I'm out of the loop. Transformers versus G.I. Joe? That's a thing?
That's released this week, this coming Wednesday. So it's Transformers
I may have to
versus
check that
G.I.
out.
Joe, issue 1. I don't know how that's going to work because usually they just stomp on them and squish them.
You know what? You never know.
But it is the Joes.
If The Rock is involved, then...
Oh, yeah.
You just can't stomp on The Rock.
You can't stop The Rock. Of course. Actually, a favorite of mine is The X-Files.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I do like that. I don't know why they produce My Little Pony.
Because it sells.
Unfortunately.
Good for them. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it makes money.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to get into that.
No. Nope.
So, moving on. I'm just not going to do it. It ain't going to happen. So, from Image, we have Dead at 17. Which kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert!
Oh, well, there you go.
Kind of.
Wait a minute. Sex criminals?
Yeah.
Number 7?
Where?
So there's been 6 other sex criminals?
Yes.
All right. Well, The Walking Dead is there, so at least they got that going for them.
Witchblade is very good.
Yeah. Well, they're on 172, so I'm sure they're,
That is a little bit more clothed of Red Sonja.
Okay. All right.
And the one I'm interested in, I've never gotten around to yet, is Skull Kickers.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like a great beer I'd like to drink.
My God, it does sound like a beer. Dear Image, make a beer.
Just don't make it sex criminals, because I'm not drinking that.
I'm not drinking that. Oh, God. And I think coming up next is Marvel, I believe. Yes. Like that transition. Transition. That was great.
Very good.
So, of course, all new X-Men, which is slightly ironic considering how many times they've all nude X-Men before.
Well, not all nude X-Men. That would be wild. That would be incredible.
All nude X-Men. Then we have...
Listeners across the country are just like, what? Where can I get that alternate cover?
And now we have the nude Adventures. Avengers.
Nude Avengers. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Marvel, if you're listening, you're welcome.
Because we just opened up a...
Sorry, Disney.
No. Most people don't know that... What is it? Because I'm going to botch this up because I did it the last time when I said Bunta Vista and it didn't work.
Buena Vista?
Buena Vista. They're owned by Disney. They own 90% of the porn industry. So Marvel, you have a way in.
Yes.
Just saying. The producer's not helping me right now.
Well, we got the usual fare. So you got Captain America, you got Avengers, X-Men, Spider-Man, Nova Special, #1. That might be interesting.
I'm sorry, I can't get away from
United States of Murder Incorporated.
Is that with the recording company Murder Inc.?
Ja Rule in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where he went. I didn't know where he went all this time, but now he's in a comic.
Exactly. I can't get the word nude out of my, because if you read this list, I have Avengers nude undercover number 8. I can't get it out of my head. It's just right there. Fantastic nude 4. I just can't get around. It's just, yep. I need to stop. Move on. I'm making a train wreck out of this release. So now we come to the theater. And this week in cinema, releasing straight to the theater to you, of course, is Expendable 3.
That's it. Let's just stop right there.
I should stop right there because the rest of it is garbage.
Guess who's back in the house with that? Wesley Snipes in the house.
Oh yeah, he is in this.
Yep. He's one of the end bosses, I think, where he's fighting tax evasion. That's a joke. He did that in real life, and he won, I think, because he's back in America. So, so The Giver, has apparently been equated to. Now, I haven't read the book. Side note: I don't read books that much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shame me, publicly shame me. But The Giver was like before Hunger Games. They said it's like a dystopian.
I actually read The Giver in middle school.
There you go. So finally, a big budget movie.
It's a big budget movie. I've seen the trailer, and I do remember the book because I actually really got into it. I don't like where the trailer's going. And the thing is, something was brought to me this week, and shame me for not being more into it. There is a difference when a movie says, what is it? Mm-hmm. Or based on.
Yeah, this is definitely based on.
This
I saw
is
an
based
interview.
on, yeah.
Even the author of the original book said she gave the go-ahead to say she wanted them to veer off the story. They didn't want to go direct by the book. They wanted the overall theme, but they gave them a lot of creative, freedom. Yeah. So that it might be interesting. I mean, Let's Be Cops is going to be intriguing.
Yeah, at first, when I first saw this, I was actually talking to the producer, G-Rage, right now. And when we first saw the trailer, we were hoping it wasn't the Police Academy reboot.
No, it's definitely not.
I was going to stab people.
But it looks funny. It's a cool premise, just people pretending to be cops.
Yeah.
Because they're losers anyway. So they went to a costume party, apparently, dressed as cops, and everyone respected them. Chicks were digging them. They were telling people what to do. Mm-hmm. So then apparently they go and buy a cop car on eBay and start to be real cops. Or at least try to be.
Do you know how many people are going to try to buy a cop car on eBay now?
It's going to be scary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it looks funny. That's definitely a rental. I don't think I'm going to go to the theater.
No, I'm not going to. I don't think I'd go to the theater for any of the movies listed, to be perfectly honest.
Expendables, maybe because of just the insane sound systems you might have in theaters for, like, the guns.
The bass.
And the shooting.
That'd be the only reason you go there is for the THX certification.
I gotta be honest, I'm not sure about Frank or the trip to Italy, but Life After Beth, I remember seeing some stuff on that. It's
really?
I think they called it a romance, like vampire drama comedy. I don't know. It has please, yeah. It was all of those things. The actress that is in Parks and Recreation that's really deadpan and sarcastic, I cannot remember her name right now.
Oh God, I'm terrible at that.
But anyway, she's in
absolutely
it,
terrible.
and it looks actually like it's pretty good. But it's gonna be one of those things again, unless you have a date night scenario, probably just a rental. Honestly, yeah. I don't know if I'd go see it, but Expendables. If you've got expendable income, did you see that? See that transition?
Yeah, I like that.
You might want to go.
You might want to go see it. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy and Turtles.
Right.
God rest your soul. That's Expendables is where you need to go. So, which will be what our producer is going to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So that concludes weekly releases. Check out our social media, please. Please go to our website, theninjalegion.com, or any of our social network sites. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because 9 times out of 10, you're watching this on YouTube right now.
Yep. So just click that subscribe.
Yeah. Just do it. Well, technically the video, I think it would be. No, it'd be here. I think the subscribe now button would be here above Cliff's head, or somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I believe. But do that for us because we're cool.
And for you.
Yeah.
You want to stay informed.
Exactly.
So you got YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus. I mean,
I guess it's a plus.
So.
It's going to kill Facebook. Remember that.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah. especially after the new app update. But that's a different time, story, and conversation. Anyway, have a good one. We'll see you guys later.